Coming up on this episode of Admiral Ocean, state champion Admirals get to meet our state leaders. We look at how choir puts in hours to be in top competitive form, and we look at how robotics is getting ready to show competition what they're made of. We'll have the latest updates on Admiral sports. Today is February 20th, 2026, and this is Admiral Ocean.
Good morning, Gulfport High. I'm Johnny Blake.
And I'm Julian McHugh.
And this is episode 16 of season 7.
Thanks for joining us.
The GHS Admirals winning the state championship in football was huge, and people are still celebrating. And it's not just here in Gulfport. Even the leaders of our state are celebrating. On February 5th, our Admirals were invited to the state capitol.
Team of the 2025 Gulfport High Admirals football championship team. They did a great job this year.
Governor Tate Reeves congratulated the players and coaches on not only making history, but on their hard work and perseverance.
Hard work pays off. That's true on the football field, and that's true in life. So I just want to encourage all of you, congratulate you for an awesome year.
Of course, everyone was taken into the Capitol building where they were introduced to the State House of Representatives.
And the Admirals, they send three to rush. Devils who send it to the end zone. For Browns, it's batted around.
The team was then met by Representatives Greg Haney in our Gulf Coast District and Jeffrey Hullum III. Later, they got to go into the other side of the Capitol building to see what the Senate was busy doing. It was a huge gesture of our governor and our other lawmakers to take the time to honor our team.
I know you made your entire community proud, and you certainly have made me proud as well, so congratulations.
We are certainly proud of them, and it was great that these guys got to have the experience. It is something they will remember the rest of their lives.
On February 6th, the GHS Choir hosted the annual Solo and Ensemble Festival. Our choir had a total of 26 students compete. These students competed either as ensembles, duets, or even soloists. For this festival, performances were evaluated. Scores of 80 to 89 earned an excellent rating. Singers who scored 90 to 100 were rated superior. The Gulfport Choir had 5 soloists, 4 duets, and 1 quartet that were marked excellent. 12 of our soloists earned a superior ranking. Gabriel Guzman, Soleil Hughes, Gabby Sandy, Theo Patrick, and Cadence Daniels actually received a score of over 95. Our sextet scored 90, the quartet scored 98, the Bella Voce non-tet scored 92, and the madrigal scored 95. But all of this is just the beginning for our choirs. They are still hard at work preparing for their upcoming state performance assessment. SPA will take place next week on the 26th.
State performance assessment is our way to be assessed on the state level. So we're assessed by judges who listen to our performing groups, and then they write comments, and they also give us a rating and a score. And so we work hard to make sure that our scores and ratings are high.
These choirs are still sharpening their skills in sight reading and fine-tuning their performance of selected songs. Before they head to PRCC, they will be hosting a solo and ensemble recital in downtown Gulfport. It will be on February 22nd at St. Peter's by the Sea. It is free admission and is a great way to see the amazing work that these singers have been doing.
When you passed the courtroom as you walked through the AIG building, you may have noticed it looked like a temporary medical center in there one day. It was actually a collaboration between our hostess students and the American Red Cross. The student organization from health science classes hosted a blood drive February 6th. Volunteers from the Red Cross collected blood donations from students, teachers, and coaches here at GHS with the help of HOSA members.
We feel really good about helping out, being able to make sure people stay emotionally regulated, that they have good fluid content, and helping those that have passed out.
The students helped to check in each donor and get them ready to begin the actual blood collection process.
Overall, we do have a shortage on our blood supply, and so as many people that can give blood as possible, the better. Each person that gives blood, they are able to save 3 lives or 12 NICU babies.
They were also there to provide assistance and support for the donors, as well as taking care of them after they had finished their donation. And it wasn't just people from the campus who gave. One of the greatest things about our GHS blood drive is how people in the community come to join GNHS and in the endeavor to save lives.
And make sure that they eat right, before, because if you do stuff like this that we're doing today, you have to eat before, drink a lot of water, keep your body regulated, make sure you're not on any antibiotics, and just make sure you're healthy.
There were a total of 59 participants attempted to donate, and the great turnout from the community combined with people here at GHS allowed the Red Cross to collect 59 pints of blood.
My advice, probably try to get as calm as you can.
Each pint of blood can be used for 3 patients, meaning their donations were enough to save up to 177 lives, or it could actually save over 700 babies in NICU care.
And so just the opportunity to be able to give back. Some people can't donate monetarily, but giving blood is something that, if you're able, is an easy way that you can come and give lives, because it's needed. It's very much needed.
All the blood collected at this blood drive will go directly to hospitals to support patients in critical and emergency need. It will first be distributed locally, then what's not needed here will go to other areas of the nation.
Most everyone here knows about the CTE programs like instruction, culinary arts, and health science. But what many people don't realize is that in the middle of the STEM Institute, there is a group of students who meet after school to apply their engineering talents to building a robot.
We start at the beginning of January, and then we go all the way to the end of February, and we stay till 8 p.m. for 3 days a week.
And it's not just one of those that rolls around the room, but a robot they take to competitions. The robotics team, which goes by the name Team Fusion 364, has been hard at work designing and building a robot that they will take to different competitions this spring.
What the actual robots do, we're separated in 2 alliances, the red and the blue alliance. And there's 3 robots each, and we all basically, the alliance has to work together to score as many points as possible.
This season started back on January 10th when the first robotics competition held its worldwide kickoff and revealed the game for this season. After seeing what the competition game will be at, Team Fusion built a prototype robot in just 3 days. You'd be surprised what goes into the prep for competitions. The team is divided into sub-teams.
Each sub-team has different tasks to do. So like construction will have to build the field, and so that we can practice on the field. And then mechanical and programming have to either make the robot or program the robot so that people can drive it at competitions. And then drivers will practice after the robot's been built.
The first competition will be the Magnolia Regional Competition in Laurel on March 16th and 17th. Then they will take their robot to the Bayou Regional Competition in Kenner, Louisiana on April 3rd and 4th. Winning one of these competitions will send the teams to the World Competition at Houston at the end of April.
Whenever the subject of Black History Month is mentioned, the same figures are always thought of: Dr. King, Rosa Parks, and Harriet Tubman. As our celebration of Black History Month continues, we want to give some focus to some figures who have actually made history that you may not know. WGTV reporter Kelvin Watkins brings us a story about some lesser-known African Americans who have impacted our lives and need to be celebrated too. Here's Kelvin with the story.
In honor of Black History Month, today we're highlighting several African Americans whose contributions helped shape the world we live in today. First, let's talk about Garrett Morgan. Garrett Morgan was an inventor who helped create the modern-day traffic light. His invention made roads safer and helped reduce accidents, saving countless lives. Every time we stop at a red light or go on green, we are benefiting from his work. Next, we recognize Dorothy Height, a powerful civil rights activist. She fought tirelessly for desegregation and equal rights. During the historical March on Washington, Dorothy Height was the only woman on the speaker's platform, representing the voices of many Black women who were fighting for change. In sports history, Fritz Pollard made an important impact. He became the first Black head coach in the NFL, breaking racial barriers and opening doors for future athletes and coaches of color. Finally, we highlight Malachi Lee, who became the first African-American police officer in Gulfport, Mississippi. His service marked an important step towards representation and progress in law enforcement.
Now, let's get the latest on what's happening in Admiral Sports.
Hey Admirals, I'm Nolan Bridges.
And I'm Nate Coleman. This is your weekly sports update.
Thanks for joining us.
The Super Bowl took place last Sunday, and we had our very own Gulfport Admiral Derek Call playing on the biggest stage. Derek Call graduated from Gulfport back in 2019, later on playing for Auburn. After playing amazing in college, he went to the NFL draft, getting drafted by the Seattle Seahawks in the second round. And only 3 seasons later, his biggest dream had come true, playing in the Super Bowl. Derek played great in the Super Bowl, having 2 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. This fumble recovery led to Seattle scoring a touchdown on the next drive, securing them as Super Bowl champions. We are all so proud of you, Derek. Congratulations. Boys basketball had their first round of playoffs against West Harrison on Wednesday, whom they previously played and won 72-33. This time, Gulfport won 57-54. The next game is going to be against Biloxi at 7 p.m. at D'Iberville. Last Monday, our girls soccer team faced off against Northwest Rankin in the first round of playoffs. Although the outcome wasn't in our favor, we are incredibly proud of each and every one of you for giving it your all.
We had 3 sports played last Tuesday. Let's start off with soccer. The boys soccer team played in the first round of playoffs against Brandon. Gulfport won 1-0 with Gavin Comstock scoring the goal. The baseball team had a strong performance in their first game of the season against Picayune. Gulfport showed out as they won 8-2. Sophomore James Van Slyke had 2 runs with 2 hits and 6 RBIs while scoring a home run. We had 3 others score 2 runs of their own, with sophomore Mason Little, freshman Eli Carter, and finally 8th grader Tico Herbert. Pitchers Tavion Collier had 7 strikeouts and Thomas Dennis had 4. At the time of recording, they are 2-0, being first in district. Today, the boys are playing against East Central at the Herb starting at 7 p.m. So go out and support your Admirals. Softball played their first game against Van Cleve. Although they lost, they put up a really good performance. Senior Parker Zahidi had 2 runs scored, with junior Paige Moore and senior Juliana Espat each scoring 1. Their next game is against Pascal Cheyenne at the Herb. First pitch is thrown at 6:30.
Have you ordered your yearbook? If you haven't, the time is running out. The deadline to order yours is next Friday, February 27th. You don't want to miss it. This year's yearbook is going to be the best one yet for Gulfport High. Be sure to order yours. Yearbooks are only $55. Go see Miss White in room 668, or you can order online at johnsons.com. Remember, the deadline to order is next Friday, February 27th.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Julie Flores, and I have your weather for the next several days. First, let's talk about what you can expect for today. We will see a lot of clouds today, but our chance for rain will only be about 30%. It's going to be quite warm, with temps reaching 78 by this afternoon, and it will be very humid. That's going to give us a strong possibility for heavy fog overnight. Sunset will occur at 5:48 p.m. this evening. It'll be warm tonight with an overnight low of 66. Your weekend forecast still looks pretty nice. The warm temps will continue tomorrow, but the chance of rain increases. We'll see a 40% chance of scattered showers with a high of 78. But that rain is going to usher in a cool front that will drop our overnight temps. Our high Sunday will only get into low 60s, but we will see plenty of sunshine and the rain will be moved out. We're going to feel the effects of the cool front as the next week begins. We will start the week with sunny days and highs in the upper 50s. By midweek, we reach the upper 60s as we have a small chance of rain. By next Friday, we are seeing highs in the low 70s, but our chance of rain continues. So we aren't sure if this will be our final time to see temps in the 50s. You know what a roller coaster Mississippi coast weather can be. We'll keep you posted. Have a great weekend.
2026 marks the 118th anniversary of the Gulf Coast Carnival Association, honoring a long-standing tradition of bringing the festivities and spirit of Mardi Gras to the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Mardi Gras means a time for its spring is coming and the weather's warming up and crawfish and all that good stuff.
Mardi Gras means to me, growing up in New Orleans and Chalmette as a kid, it's just having a lot of fun, safe fun with your family. I can remember being in that ladder, catching beads when I was a kid. And I can also remember, just all the fun stuff that we would catch, the fun parade.
Mardi Gras it's time off, but it's a celebration. It's a great excuse to have a party. That's a great excuse to have parades and see family and see friends and be not in the daily grind of life. The whole city kind of stops, at least on that day during the parade.
So how does one celebrate Mardi Gras here on the coast? All throughout carnival season, there are dozens of parades, balls, and block party events to attend. People do Mardi Gras in a variety of ways. Beads and other keepsakes are thrown from the floats that are decked out in festive decor. Sounds crazy, but once you experience it, You will see just how fun it is.
I go and spend time with my family on the West Bank, and we eat a lot of food, and we catch beads, and we just have fun enjoying each other's company.
I use the time to hang out with my family and get outside and just enjoy the beautiful weather and just all the great things about Gulfport.
I spend time with the family and friends. I'll end up meeting people that I haven't seen in months or years at a time. Hey, are you going to the parade? Yeah, where are you standing? Well, I'm going to be on the corner here and here. So it's immediate family and close friends, but I always run into somebody from out of town, somebody I haven't seen since high school or seen since college.
And the king cake. You cannot forget the king cake. Every store is selling them, and at any given time during Carnival, you can find a king cake in most homes. It is just part of our environment.
I love the tradition of king cake. I like being at the parades and catching all the throws. I love purple, green, and gold. Not necessarily all together. Purple and gold are my two favorites.
Even our elementary schools get involved. While some schools maybe do something for St. Patrick's Day, we here on the Gulf Coast throw a Mardi Gras parade. Whether you call it Carnival or just simply Mardi Gras, it's one of the things that people from other places just couldn't understand. If you're from here, then you know. If you're not, you just don't get it. This year was a great season, and Tuesday was an awesome Mardi Gras. We're already looking forward to next year.
Here's reporter Ian Price as he takes the mic out to get the Admiral voice on this week's topic.
As soon as we get a return from Mardi Gras break and adjusted back to the school year, we were curious to discover what their plans were while we were on break.
Mostly resting, drawing, basically anything to at least keep me from sleeping sometimes.
I'm planning on partying all break. I'm probably gonna go to a parade, maybe.
So I plan on just going to the parades with my friends, meeting up my cousins who don't stay down here anymore, and just having fun.
Going just to parades, hanging out with family and stuff.
My plans are going to parades, have fun, and be safe,
Sleeping and eating ramen noodles.
I'm gonna go to some Mardi Gras parades.
Mardi Gras break. Gonna have fun, going to party, and go play basketball.
Mardi Gras, go to the parades, probably enjoy family, go out of town.
So I'm gonna be at the parties, the parade. I'm just never gonna be home.
Going to New Orleans, going to all the parades around here, hanging with family.
We're going to be in the Biloxi Night Parade. Actually, today we're going to go to the Ocean Springs Parade, but I'm going to be in the Biloxi Night Parade, and then we'll probably go to the Gulfport Parade, go to some parties, hang out with some friends, something slight,
Over Mardi Gras break, I will be going into parades and studying my schoolwork.
Going to all the parades. Yeah, that's all.
That's all for this episode. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and YouTube where you can catch current and past episodes of Admiral Ocean. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram where we'll have breaking news, special info between episodes, and a weather feature as well. Thanks for coming back next week for another episode of Admiral Ocean.